Welcome back, CGS viewers. My name is Mitch, and I'm going to be hosting today's interview. Today we have Fat Tiger. Welcome back, Fat Tiger. How are you today?
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that I could talk to you, and we just had a few questions that we'd love to go over today. So I know that you mentioned in your last video beef with the flying dragons, prison, and the hit or attempted hit on Roundhead. But there were some other questions that some viewers and us had that we wanted to ask you today. So
Okay.
could you speak on your connection with your Dai Lo, Taiwanese boy?
Well, me and my dad always we well, you cannot say I'm his right hand or left hand man because it's when you're young, when you come out the street, you always look up to somebody, and well, he's my dad also. Pretty much, I'm looking up to him, but it's just we have a relationship. It's if he needs something done, no. He asked us, who could do it, who want to do it, and stuff like that. But just it's like a more like a brother to brother relationship. Not it's oh, I'm your right hand man, I'm a bad boy, or no something like that. No, it's not like that.
Okay. So he just treated everyone the same kind of, all his people under him.
Of course, no, it's always all the fingers have short and long fingers, so it's not always the same. But it's he treat me like a pretty nice. When you see me, oh, we go out eat, we go out do that, do stuff, and we go to like that trip, and have fun. But we go to he bring us to Fire Island to go crabbing. Bring a bunch of us to a great adventure. It's just it's pretty fun that time. So
Okay. He was a big fisher guy or crabber.
no, we just have no nobody really fish or crab, just having fun. We go to a mountain and then practice shooting stuff like that. But those things are just like a kiss of
Got it. The good old days, huh?
yeah.
So what did Taiwanese boy do to attain the rank of general? Like, was he ruthless? Was he a businessman? Could you elaborate?
Well, I think he went to become the general so after kids. I kind of talk him back to the street because he was on a run from the Maryland case. And during that time, and kids have been taking care of him. From what I understand, now, from what happened before, is just when he took over, and then that's when kids got shot, and then he came back out, and then he's kind of cleaned up kids people around, around and just forcing them out and putting his own people in there, like a fish eye, spirit, cat, stuff like that. He's not ruthless, but he just suspicious, and he got what they call it soft ears. It's he listens to the people that around him, kind of putting word that things not even true and stuff like that. But it's like a soft ear, call it.
Okay.
And
Ooh,
but he is like a more of a laid back and easy guy. He's not into rough. Like when you see him, he's like a handsome. I mean, he just like a normal big kids that like a big brother kind, like a person that he don't talk loud and stuff like that, or rowdy or flashing, stuff like that. He's like not like a uh how scientists like a sharp dresser and stuff like that. I mean, he's always jeans, no shirts, no normal.
got a normal guy, so he would blend in with like the rest of the crowd. You wouldn't suspect him of being a gang leader.
Yeah.
What about the other generals? Did you know what they had to do to become known as a general?
Well, I think the fight channel is what happened is like when they take over Marsh Street from the Eagles, that the spy is mostly is the up and front that with the Nikki and they've been with Nikki for the thing the longest, and also it's like a fight general. Actually, it's just like sometimes the relationships when you're in a pretty not into the main street yet, they are very close. But once you get to Main Street, then things start getting relationships start changing and stuff like that. But I think the five generals stay pretty close together till the Nikki kind of like a dictate everything. So
Oh, so they were like the first five guys under Nicky Louie.
yeah.
Got it. You mentioned in your last interview that Taiwanese Boy would have meetings with a scientist outside of New York. Did you ever?
Well, just like this is like a friendly gathering. It's not a sit down or anything. It's like a uh I mean, they all have like a relationship right before everything happened. It's just like a kind of like a just a little gathering, kind of not very. It's not anything. No firework. It's just a normal talk about what's going on, what they gonna do. Like okay, let's cool down a little bit or something like that. It's just like a normal sit down, talking, kind of like not sit down talking.
Back in the days, a lot of the other Dai Los were friends with each other. Like, for example, the scientist was friends with some ghost shadows, even though the Flying Dragons had, them were not really bestest of pals.
Yeah, like Onion Head and all those like. Actually, I believe a lot of them they go to school or they know each other before their gang lifestyle when they were young and stuff like that. I know it's like scientist. He was real close to Clifford Wong before they all start. When they long time ago. Before them, both of them is like a cousin to Uncle Seven. So in the Uncle Seven picked uh Michael to the Pell Street, and that's why how all those gambling house, all those profit thing is like a falling apart. So that's why how they get to into each other. So
Okay, so after Uncle Seven nominated the scientist to become the head of the Flying Dragons, Clifford Wong
yeah,
decided to break off and do his own thing, right?
yeah.
Actually, I remember I heard something about the scientists, Clifford Wong and Nicky Louie all being like friends with each other growing up. Was Nicky Louie part of that circle too, or?
Uh, Nicky Louis, I don't really know him that well. Actually, I just like when I came out, he was like pretty much out of the street already. So it's like all bits and pieces that I heard from other people, how they are before, stuff like that.
Could you tell us about the events that led up to Taiwanese Boy signing you to do the hit on Kid's Eye? You were never able to
Well,
do the hit because you got arrested, right?
no, no, no. Actually, we did try to carry on. There's like a whole bunch of us. I'm not gonna name names, but there's like we got. He said he got tipped. The kids that was in Kilgang on Bassett Street, the high rise or kind of mid rise building on Bayard Street between Bayard and Elizabeth. That building over there. And then we went up there and we was that time Kitay. I don't know Kitay that good. I just saw him. I saw him a couple of times and then he got shot. I didn't really. He didn't really know me. I don't really know him. So and then we went up there and nobody was in the apartment. So that's it.
Oh, okay. So we got
And
tipped
then
off.
I don't think he was even there. It's just that probably somebody say tell Taiwan that probably kids want to hit him and some like I say Taiwan is like a very suspicious guy and very like a Sophia. He listens to other people's that close to him like fish eyes spirit. And I don't think they like it a lot.
When it came to taking out competition, whether it was voluntary or not, how would a member be assigned? Like, was it in what is it like in the movies where someone would select a bunch of people would pull a stick from a can, and the person with the lowest number would be assigned to do the hit.
No, no, no. They just say, oh, they say, oh, say, oh, 肥夫, 幫我做，去做啲嘢咁樣. That's it. And then actually, that's like a kind of like a test, kind of like see how you got heart or something like that. But it's just like no, hey, it's just like up to you. You could say no, and then but you're not going getting much after it.
Now, did the tongs ever play a role in what and who you could go after, or was it just purely gang? Um,
It's nothing to do with town. It's just purely gang.
okay. So I know you mentioned before that you didn't know Kitsai too well, but based on a few interactions with him, or based on what other people under your
Mm-hmm.
Dai Lo told you about him, what was he like when he was younger? Like mannerisms, demeanor?
Kitai.
Hmm.
Kitai is more like well, according to what people say, it's pretty much like a fearless. Like when he's young, it's like when they was young, he's like they fearless. It's like hey, you see a cop, got something, and no, hey, shoot it back. You know, because it's like to me, it's like all those generals, like it's a lot of them is like the way they carry themselves. No, it's like they all had heart. No, from the beginning, no, they do anything to survive and to to do whatever they need to do. Not like some people say, "Oh, I'll go take care of this." I say, like those associate that you won't even bother to ask them to do anything or something like that. Yeah, they come to dinner, they come to eat, they come to party, but you ask them to do some work, they never there.
Mm. So he had balls of steel, is what they would say.
Yeah, kind of like that.
So during your time in the Ghost Shadows, who were the most feared guys? I'm assuming Kitsai is one of them.
Actually, that time is like they say it's like most it's Tungwa,
Gun.
Long Ha's brother. Yeah,
What does that translate to in English?
Wintermelon.
Wintermelon. Okay.
Yeah, Dongguan. He's supposed to be the GS hitman. So
Oh wow. Wintermelon. Yes, yep.
uh
I remember that name. Got it. Wintermelon, was there any other guys or
mm, not really. But it's just like that during that time. It's like the shadow in the back in the late '90s, early '80s. Pretty much everybody that in the court, in the court gang, is like pretty much they they do hit anything. It's no pretty much everybody will pull out and shoot. Not pretty it's all fearless. Like I don't know. They're not worried about what happened after. No, they got shot or whatever. But during that time, our time is like we are the fearless, and everybody pretty much in Chinatown is like scared us. During the I mean, late '90s, early '80s, I think it's the most peaceful time in Chinatown. Really, I mean, between the dragon and the Dongwon, that's a different story. But I mean, during this most peaceful time in GS.
so what about Sea Bear? Was he I always hear stories about him being pretty menacing himself.
Yeah, he is. It's like even in prison, he's pretty crazy. So people scare him.
I heard he was a big fella, like over 6 feet, right?
Yeah.
So but going to prison though, it was mentioned in the last video that you and Sea Bear ran multiple operations when locked up together, like such as gambling, loan sharking. Do you think you could explain to the viewers how it works in prison? Like how does one set up a racket or operation?
Well, inside it's like it's pretty. Inside it's like a society about their own. It's like outside society. People got nothing to do. They do betting. Like we do bookies on sports like basketball and football. We don't do baseball. That's too boring. But it's just we take bets and then it's either by cigarettes, or by cash money is like you could that the handle outside that people will handle from outside transaction and stuff like that, or people uh some of them have cash in their hand because they sneak cash in to the prison, or there's like what we do is like we either deposit into their commissary account or they deposit to us no our commissary account like that. People from outside.
So when you went to prison, did your Dai Lo help fund your operations?
Not funding it, just like oh, we went to prison, so he gives us like $2,000 to for commissary and stuff like that. Make sure that we eat good, no stuff like that. Don't get no, but and then later we just turn into actually we didn't much use that money anyway because we pretty much pretty good life in there, you could say. I mean, according to a lot of people say a lot of prisons hard life and stuff like that. It's depend how you carry yourself and how you my my own business. That's most important thing. But it's just that do your business at your own pace. Don't overstep people and stuff like that. During that time, the GS name is pretty famous in there. Even because everybody in there is like a murder, attempted murder and stuff like that. So
Was Sea Bear?
and huh?
Oh no, keep going.
No, go ahead.
Was Sea Bear under Taiwanese Boy as well?
No, no, CPAS is like an older generation, probably like almost like I think it's like the same level of Nicky or something like that.
He
He's like
must
an
have known
old,
Drum.
yeah, but yeah, he's an older generation GS. Well, you could say how you say this. If you say Nicky is uh well, Nicky, if you say Nicky is the first generation, that's like that's Seabass, and maybe the general is like a probably second generation. We are like kind of between 3 and 4, but probably like a third generation like that. So
Okay. So before the Ghost Shadows were called the Ghost Shadows, they were known as the Kuan Yin, right?
yeah,
So I know Nikki and the five generals, they were quote unquote members of the Kuan Yin before they changed names.
yeah. It's just I mean, Ghost Shadow is pretty much just like other people give it to us, and then the the our spawner give to us, say, oh, we like a Ghost Shadow, stuff like that. So oh, it sounds good. With that after before that time, before we went to Marsh Street, we was in Pell Street. We took over Pell Street. So you could say Ghost Shadow was during that time was the only in the gang history that controlled the whole Chinatown pretty much
You guys
for a short time. Yeah.
you guys were based on Pell Street, you said?
Before we went to Marsh Street.
Okay. So
Only reason one Pell Street is like according to kids because they don't that's before my time. It's like it was too boring Pell Street.
I could see that.
Because at that time the Dragons and they hang out in ISS and Henry Street
Mhm.
and Dongwon. I think they in I forget what street is that. Across the street from 65. Somewhere yeah, at 65 that little street. That's where they are. They all hang out. And that time of the Eagles in Mart, and then the GS is in Pell Street. That's in, I could say it's like a 75, 76, something like that.
Before, so I know that the Tongs ended up severing ties with the White Eagles, and that's how you guys became good with the Anliang.
Yeah.
Who was your Tong connection before Eddie Chan?
Home connection with before Eddie Chan. Actually, Eddie Chan's the one that kind of like back us, to take over
Oh, Eddie-
because like they the Eagle making too much. They kind of want to take over the town also. So
So Eddie Chan was already present when the Ghost Shadows and White Eagles were at war with each
He's not a heavy president, but no, he's like a kind of like a president. But also, it's all those pounds elderly that know backing the GS because like the Eagles kind of overstepped their boundary. So.
other. Going back to prison, right?
Mhm.
Could you explain to the viewers how loan sharking works?
The same way we work in, it's like we don't really do loan sharking because it's like we do bookie. We book footballs and sports bet pretty much because it's like oh, people owe us money stuff like that. No one pay, and then we just collect from the commissary or something, or whatever they have. And of course we will know when we let them bet, we will know their background before we know they could start even betting or if they want to cigarette, hey, put up the cigarette first. And
So
that
kind
time during the prison time is like the most money thing is the stamp and the cigarette.
stamps and cigarettes. Okay, got it. Would other races compete with you guys in the same operations? If so, did you guys ever have any tensions with them or?
No, we don't have any tension with other races because at that time we pretty friendly with the Italians and we pretty friendly with the Muslim. And then a lot of those people locked up is like from New York, Brooklyn and stuff like that. They all know our name, GS. No, that time during that time is no, we are pretty big on name, so it's just like a mutual respect. We won't bother with their what they doing. They won't bother us because once if something started, like a lot of Spanish will back us up. So
Oh, so you had the respect of everyone.
yeah, pretty much we do have that time.
So, given a range of what, like, did you guys ever have to kick up any of the money to your Dai Lo based on your operations of prison, or did you keep it all for
No,
yourself?
no, no. And we keep it all to ourselves. It's like a lot of people say, "Oh, we have to kick everything back to the dollar." What we do, okay? It's like what we make. It's like how it is. It's what we make in the street on my street. We might have to kick up to the dollar, but usually it never happen. But anything outside, we go collect protection from once, and they said, "I go collect protection from Chatham Square or somewhere like that." It's like it's all mine.
When did the guards eventually catch on to your operations?
Well, actually, they is part of it. That's I mean, it's like a cause. It's like no, we when we in there, we stay and stuff like that. It's just like all people in the it's the guard that bring us, stuff like that. Like luxury stuff like the steak, chops, everything like that. Besides what we get in the kitchens, but uh, yeah. And then later on, somebody doing a big shakeup, and I think somebody snitched or something like that. So they had to do something. So they kick us out of Marvin. I mean, it's pretty funny that we got kicked out of prison, not to go home, but to turn out of prison.
So you guys were treated like good fellas in prison.
It's like, yeah, mutual respect, kind of like more mutual respect.
Like you remember from the movie Goodfellas, remember how there was a scene where they were locked up and they were cooking the steaks and the pasta together?
Oh yeah, we always do that with that. We always like even any other person like a cleaner and everything. We eat pretty good because we pay for the food in the kitchen. Like when they have some good stuff,
Hmm.
they always bring it to us. Like the raw stuff is no chicken, eggs, no steak, pork chop, especially pork chop.
Yeah, I remember in the last video you said that the Muslims didn't eat any pork chops, so they would give them to you guys.
Yeah, we just standing right behind them.
You're like, hey, give me some.
No, they say, get to the guy in the back.
After you and Seabear were separated, were there any other Chinese gangsters locked up with you for the rest of your sentence?
Nope. That time doing is not as many as like back in 85 or 95. It's just pretty much just like uh all the people that was in prison that time and back in the 80s, like all for uh murder or attempted murder, extortion, stuff, all kind of big crime stuff. That's why it's not too many, not too many of us during that time. But back in '85, everybody's in there, so you got whole Chinatown in there. So,
Got it.
but in state prison, never have that many bigger population, Asian population as a threat population.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, do you have any words of advice for the younger generation who are currently involved in the gang life?
Well, it's like if you ask me, do I regret it? I will say no because it's my choice. But will I do it again? I will say no. And for the people nowadays starting thinking it's gang is cool, everything is it is your choice, but you have to think about the consequences. You will when you come out, you will work double, triple hard as a normal person. So what you want, you will work hard triple or quite triple. Do you want that for your life, or you could get a better education and have a better life? I mean, why not? It's not even worth it, really. It's uh, I say if I had a choice, I would never do that again. I would go to school and get education, something like that. Like I really admire Mike. He got his college degree. He went to the police academy, stuff like that. But it's like during that time when I was sentenced, I was asking the judge, I said, "Can I go to the army?" It's that doing time.
Did any other Ghost Shadows go to the army?
Not that I know of, because they turn us down. They say we got violent crime, so we cannot do that. But during that time, it was underage, also underage, under 18.
Got it.
But I say I will. I don't regret it because it's my choice. But I will do. Will I do it again? No. I'm not glorifying what we did before, but it's just that it's a childhood. It's a kiss. Actually, all is a kiss. The only reason that we all hang out together is besides the English wise, we kind of all bunch of lonely people that want to hang out together. It's just saying because at home, the parents work, never see them, and and then you probably you have one kid or two kids, and then you start hanging out with people that and that's how everything come out to. It's like when we first began, it's not because of we want to get fame, we want to get money, we want girls. Part of it, yes, but it's just that we just want to have friends that care for each other. In the 70s, 80s, early 80s, this is like a very for Chinese kids, it's very pretty only you got picked on in school, and and the people that could help you is that your friends that on your back. So that's how everything started. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, I love hearing about former gangsters and, like the things they did and, their honest truth about how it's not as glorious as the media portrays it to be.
No, it's a gory. It's gangster life is also actually it's like a normal teenager life. That you hang out, go picking, go chasing, car racing, stuff like that. But yes, you get money, not legally way, but still, it's like a pretty much not like what people say. Oh no, we're a monster. Pretty much, we're hurting our own community. Yes, we did, but we also it's just that dumb kid, a teenager kid. It happened in every neighborhood, white neighborhood, Spanish neighborhood, black neighborhood, any neighborhood is like that. So,
Well, thank you so much for, coming on to the channel today, Fat Tiger. It was great. I'm so glad that I get to interview all of you guys and I get to hear your stories. And I hope to see you again sometime soon.
Here it is. You see this? Yeah. I won my battle. I finished this battle in my shadow. Yeah. I shot my arrow. It's time to think it over. I had to. Yeah. I touched that ladder. It didn't really fucking matter. Yeah. I watched them gather. Yeah. Cause 92 is when it all shattered. Yeah. Born and bred, BK. One thought, get paid. Move work, catch face. What more can I say? Be first in battle. Trust me, life matters. Raised up, no father, more like a Chinatown guy. Go shadow. I won my battle. Adventures battle in my shadow. I shot my arrow. It's time to take it over, I had to. I touched that ladder. It didn't really fucking like matter. I watched them gather. Cause 92 is when it all shattered.